What's up, everyone? Nicky Hawkins, West Ham fan TV, back once again with another video. I'm with the gang here. Friday night pint, live every Friday, 7:30. Happy New Year to everyone. I know we wasn't here last year. A lot of people was having a go at us in the DMs, but it was New Year's Eve. Come on, give us a night off. And we can do the day before Christmas Eve as well. So, Happy New Year, all you guys. How have you been?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Did everyone have a good Christmas?
I had a fantastic Christmas, mate, and a fantastic New Year. I'm in a good mood. Yeah, happy days. Glad to be back on Fridays as well. We haven't done this for a few weeks now, as Nicky said. New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, the week before. So, yeah.
What did you get for Christmas?
Nothing.
Christmas.
Nothing.
Not a lot. Really.
Nothing. A few pairs of pair of tracksuit socks, pants, the usual malarkey.
I got a few bits and pieces. One of my presents I cashed in last week. Went to see Back to the Future, the musical.
I thought you were going to say you won the money in the bank or something.
Yeah, no, mate. Honestly, it was brilliant. If you're a Back to the Future fan, you got to go and see it. Please, I beg you, go and see it. It's brilliant.
I want to see it.
I want to go and see that. Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
I was surprised.
Are we doing another West Ham fan TV date night then?
Nah. No. I will if you go and see Pretty Woman.
Blood Brothers.
Yeah, I've heard that's good. That one.
I've seen that years ago when I was in school. I got a Xbox. Not that I've got to use it that much, but it is what it is. I hope everyone in the chat had a lovely Christmas and a cracking New Year. What did you do New Year's Eve? Anything?
I went out for a Ruby, and we just come home and just sat in. I'll be honest with you, I'm not really a massive fan of New Year's Eve. It's not one night that I really look. When I was younger, it was different, but I just enjoy sitting in now, having a few drinks. I always think you go everywhere, it's overpriced. You've got to pay tickets to get in a pub that you usually go anyway. Cabs double or triple in fare. It's just too much money. So yeah, we went out, had a nice Indian, and then come home and see the New Year's in together by drinking booze.
Baileys.
That's it, man. That's the thing. It's like when you got kids, you can't. You have to if you want to do anything, you have to book in babysitters and stuff like that. It's just waste of time. It's another night, isn't it?
We used to have a lot of parties, like family parties, but we ain't done that for many years now. My granddad's been dead for 15 years. He used to arrange them. So I can't stand it, New Year's Eve. I think it's overcrowded, overrated night out, to be quite honest with you. But I just
don't like all the fakeness at the end of the night where at 12 o'clock everyone becomes your best mate coming up to you. Hey, Happy New Year.
Yeah. So I just ran like my parents and that, and my brother. So a few drinks, something to eat, you know.
Anyway.
Nice.
Cheers, you old slut.
Yeah, cheers, everyone. Right, what we got on the agenda tonight?
What ain't we got on the agenda would be easier.
There's a lot on the agenda.
There's a dossier.
There's a lot to talk about today.
Ryan's dodgy dossier.
Scott, what should we start with?
Got a bit of Jack Wilshere thing in it.
Do you know what I've just noticed on the thumbnail that Jack Wilshere's in the washing machine? I just saw that on the phone.
See that? Yeah, I'll have a look.
Yeah, I put him in the washing machine.
We'll have to call him Daz Wilshere. One for you, Gray. You can have that one, mate. Put it in your pocket.
I'm pocketing that one.
Go on then, Scott. You can start. I've had a little bit of soundness, so I'll just chip in.
Had a little bit of a say. Yeah, stop doing videos all day about everything. All right, my name's Nicky. I've just popped up the co-op.
Yeah, I've got some.
It's got some guacamole.
Listen, Wilshere's just trying to make himself relevant again, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's still without a football club since we got binned him off. Still thinks he's above station of where he should be. Let's be honest. You know, the guy's been
he went to Bournemouth after us, didn't he? But
he didn't play a lot though. He's been injured for God knows how long. He's another one. You know, at least with Carroll did say, what has he done? He done absolutely nothing for us, and all he wants to do. He's just so bitter that we let him go.
Different with
he thinks like he should beat an Inter Milan or something like that. You know, in his head, that's what he's still thinking.
The guy's a talented player, but he's now an has-been.
Thing is with Andy Carroll as well.
Be at a football club.
Andy Carroll hasn't slated the club when he left. He was injured when he was with us, but he's been respectful. Thing is with Jack Wilshere, I'm a bit disappointed with Jack Wilshere, to be honest, because when we signed him, I was excited because any Arsenal fan will tell you that watched him since the age of 16, he's a very talented player. We've seen it for England as well. We knew he had his injuries, so we knew we were signing was a risk. I'm disappointed with him because he's a West Ham fan, and ever since it seems like the last couple of months, most of the comments he's making is negative towards the club. When really he's got good mates at the football club. You see the way he spoke about Mark Noble yesterday on TalkSport, saying he's the best captain he's ever had. Still in contact with him. I know that he's still in contact with most of the players there, so it's a bit disappointing. And the thing is with Jack Wilshere as well, like there will be times when he has to come back to the London Stadium, whether it's for TV or TalkSport, and it's disappointing the way he's. And as you said, Scott, he thinks he should be at an Inter Milan and a Juventus and that. And look, if he was fully fit, he probably would be, but he's not. And he's been out of. He obviously went to Bournemouth. It didn't work out. He hasn't got a club. He's been training with Arsenal. I know he's been doing a lot with the youth there. So that might be a route that he'll have to go down. He's only 20. Is he 29?
He's just turned 30. He was
just turned 30. So he's still quite young in football terms. But yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. As Nicky said earlier, like he spent more time in washing machines than he did on the pitch at the London Stadium.
The thing is, mate, if he weren't injured and didn't have the injuries that he had, he'd still be at the club. He'd still be playing for us because there's no taking away. He's a top talented player.
No. Let's be fair. If he didn't have the injuries, he wouldn't. He'd probably still be playing for Arsenal.
Oh yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. If he weren't,
Nick, I was talking to you earlier, Scott, when I about when he was at Arsenal, I think at times that he wasn't maybe as professional as he could have been.
Yeah,
in his lifestyle.
I think when you look at the players that have been injured a lot in their career, Andy Carroll being one of them, I think professionalism does come into it. I mean, I know Jack Wilshere was, but I'm not here to talk really about Jack Wilshere. It's the comments that he made. It's more.
The funny thing is, Nick, we was both at Arsenal away, and before the game, Jack Wilshere was walking in front of the West Ham fans, and he was having photos with the West Ham fans, shaking their hands, giving the Hammers sign, and things like that. So it is disappointing that he's come out and said things like that.
It's probably just like Scott said, to become relevant, get your name in the paper, get noticed again.
Well, he's done that silly Paddy Power advert, isn't he? Which he didn't really need to do, even though it's a bit of fun. Like you're trying to just knuckle down, get yourself fit, and try to find yourself a football club. Don't worry about doing Paddy Power adverts. You ain't Ryan Giggs's brother. You ain't skinny.
The thing is, as well, I think sometimes he says things just for the sake of saying them. It's a lot. You compare him to Jamie O'Hara. He says stuff to get a reaction out of people, and it's the typical TalkSport clickbait. TalkSport loves someone who just comes out with some random rubbish just to get people to phone in and waste their money.
But
it's not. You say that, Scott. TalkSport actually call you back.
It's not the first time he's made one of these offhanded comments. He's obviously very bitter because from what I remember, his last knockings at West Ham, he was released from his contracts early by Moisey when Moisey took over, and the bleatings that come out after him was, I was fit, I was ready to go. You could be fit and ready to go, but if the manager is not picking you or doesn't think you are, good enough for the team, which, let's be fair, who's he getting in over? Even before I don't even think he'd get in over Carlos Sanchez if we still had Carlos Sanchez, to be honest. He was slow. Like his ankles are he's got fucking biscuit ankles, right? And the thing is with him is that, like, I liked him when he was at West Ham. I thought he would do well, but there's something about that sort of player, and this is what you've got to take into context, right? He is telling Jesse Lingard to stay at a club where he's not playing football, he's not getting games, he's not getting minutes, just because he says it's a big club, right? Jesse Lingard has got ambition. Jesse Lingard is 29. He's a very similar age to Jack, and he's got ambition. And I think he's got ambition, and that's why he came on loan to us, because he wanted to play for England and he wanted to get back into that United setup. But it's obvious that he's not going to get a chance. He didn't get a chance under Ollie. You thought that the new manager was going to come in. He may give him a chance. But for me, this tells me all you need to know about Jack Wilshere. Like, would he honestly, if Jack Wilshere spent so much time sitting on the sidelines that it seems he was happy enough, like he robbed us for a living, robbed us.
Yeah.
100,000.
I think that's the problem.
The only defence in that is it's not his fault he was given that contract.
No, it's not his fault, right?
No.
But players like him, I don't think they do enough to get on the pitch. I really don't. I don't think they put enough in to get on the pitch. I'm sure that there's times when he could have played, but he sat there and it's not his fault. No, you are right. It's correct. I would not blame Jack Wilshere, but he robbed us for a living, and now he's basically telling Jesse Lingard to do the same at Manchester United.
The only thing I can think of,
if it's not your ambition to play football, that's fair enough. But don't fucking tell other people.
The only thing I can think of is that why Jack Wilshere's made that comment to Lingard is probably maybe Wilshere regrets leaving Arsenal because since he left Arsenal, it didn't work out for him. And, that's the only thing I can say from a professional point of view. But listen, Jesse Lingard's old enough. He'll make up his own decisions. Lingard probably could have signed for West Ham in the summer. Wanted to stay at United to try to work it out, which I don't blame him for. Said it before, he's a United fan. He loves the football club. If there was any little chance that he was going to play under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then he would have stayed there. But it hasn't worked out for him, and hopefully he does see sense, makes the move to West Ham, or it might not even be West Ham. We don't know. There might be other clubs interested in him. I'm sure there will be. Newcastle probably being one of them. But it wouldn't surprise me if we do see Lingard back.
I think if you see Lingard go to Newcastle, it speaks volumes to that he's just more for money than thing. This is the thing. This is what you're hearing a lot of, that he's going to stay at United, let his contract run down so he gets the big payday come the start of next season, because he's obviously a free transfer. But it comes down to that, and it's the ambition that he wants. Does he want to play football? Does he want to get? He comes to us at the moment, walks straight into the side. Benny's gone off to the African Cup of Nations. He's a perfect replacement coming straight in. Then you're going forward. You're going to be in a European competition. The FA Cup's just starting up, so hopefully, we overturn Leeds. There's going to be that as well to play in, and the opportunity to push again for European football with us and the fans like you. It's for him to leave United as a United fan. This is the perfect move coming to us for him. Going somewhere else where you're setting out again, starting again. You go to Newcastle, no matter what your things are going to Newcastle. Anyone goes there now, if anyone of a bit of quality, they're there for the money. Kieran Trippier never once in his life turned around and said, I want to sign for Newcastle. So, it's a move for the money. It'll tell you what the player's about and what his ambitions are is where his next move will be.
Saying about like money and all that sort of thing, like going back to the Wilshere thing, do you think part of the reason he's a bit of, because for a number of years we were seen as a bit of a players come there to see out their sort of twilight of their career on pretty big money and not really having to do anything for it. They weren't under any pressure to win a cup or the league or qualify for Europe every year. And do you reckon he was maybe thinking, I'll go to West Ham a few years, not really have to do much and pocket a load of money, and it was
probably
sort of taken away.
I think that's part of it. It just shows you the ambition of Jack Wilshere. Jack Wilshere, at 19 years old, had the world at his feet. He could have gone anywhere in the world. He was a fabulous footballer. He was like, you can't deny it. At times, he looked like he was world class, and he had his whole future ahead of him. For the past 11 years, he sat on the bench somewhere, either in a rehab room or just sat on the bench at West Ham or sat on the bench at Bournemouth and whatever. Bournemouth cancelled his contract, and all the talk before he went to Bournemouth was, I could play for a better club than West Ham. What the fuck are you talking about? You couldn't get into our team. How can you tell me now that you can play for a better club at West Ham? I don't see how that even makes sense. That he thinks that he's better than West Ham, yet he couldn't get into our team, and rightly so, because whenever he played, he was shite. He was fucking shite. Don't get me wrong. I don't remember him having a good game for us. I don't remember him having a good game for us. I don't remember him having a game for us. That's how good he was.
I'm struggling to remember. Did we actually win a game when he played?
Yeah,
we did.
Newcastle away.
That probably may have been the only one.
That's the one where he got injured, isn't it?
And the one when that was his comeback. And then he obviously scored in the cup when we beat, I can't remember who it was now. when we were
Charlton, would it, or something like that?
No, it weren't Charlton, Newport.
But I should know that.
Yeah, look.
Or was it Newport or Gillingham? No, it was Newport.
There you was there. You went.
I was there. I know.
But the thing is, I mean, look, I don't want to waste too much time because there's so much to talk about tonight about Jack Wilshere. But as I said at the beginning, disappointed with his comments, but it is what it is. It's a bitter ex, move on. We've gone on to we've moved on and let him move on another direction.
Before we move on to the next subject, let me take a few of the comments here. WNBC WS says, I ordered a hoodie on Black Friday and I think it got lost in the mail on its way to the USA because I still don't have it. If you go to the website, there is an email section there. The guys that run the store, if you've got any problems with any orders, email them and they'll sort that straight out for you. Like, it's not, if it's got lost in the mail, then they'll send you a brand new one. Don't worry about it too much. Just go on there and email, give them your order number and tell them you haven't got it. Click Torres says, Diop is the only transfer target. Rice is heading for Liverpool. I don't think so, pal.
He wasn't going for a night out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Robert Finesse, Wilshere ain't relevant. No one cares what he says, says Robert Finesse. Gravy 27OB, fuck Jack Wilshere. Used to like him because he hates Tottenham, but now he's just to burn his bridges with me. You ain't on your Christmas card list, mate. Jack Wilshere equals salty little boy, in my opinion. Jay Wood says Jack Wilshere unhappy because he was released with a year left on his contract, make him look useless. He made himself look fucking useless, mate. Will shit, nothing now, says Clive. JJ, move on from Lingard, lads. If he wanted to play from us, he would have been here in the summer. I don't agree with that. I think he had every right to give his Man United career one last go. Mark Redmond, hello fellas, happy New Year. Diop not going Newcastle. They're buying Botman and I thought that's a Batman then. And Diego Carlos. Clec Torres, they probably would fucking buy Batman if he had a £30 million price tag. Clec Torres, so what is Wilshere doing is to try and get Wilshere to sign for Arsenal. Sign for Arsenal?
No, I think what he's trying to get Lingard to sign for Arsenal. Trying to get Lingard to sign for Arsenal.
Oh, maybe. Biscuit ankle's more like bingo legs, isn't that, pal? Why would Lingard even listen to a washed-up, bitter player? The guy acted as if he was too big for West Ham and then ended up at Bournemouth. Lingard loved his time with us, says Freddie Thomas. Wilshere is a washed-up like he's prank, says Eltel. Richard B says Wilshere was done for he even left Arsenal. Let's be honest. Smeagol says Jack Wilshere is a joke. Surely Wilshere can go to a championship side, age 29, knowing the player he once was. He tried it, mate, with Bournemouth, and it never worked out for him. Probably League One is his level. If Wilshere believed he was fit and as good as he makes out, he would sign a pay-as-you-play deal, and a few clubs would take that gamble. He doesn't even back himself. There you go. There we go. Let me go on to the next subject. I'll just bring this one up, and we're going to take.
We have something positive.
Yeah, it's we can have something positive. Mikel Antonio just signed a new contract extension. He'll be with us at least till 2024 now, and a couple of the other players, Moisey said, had signed contract extensions. I think the players are Ogbonna and Ben Johnson. Now, don't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard so far. But they've also signed new contracts. Ben Johnson was out of contract in the summer, which was I looked at that the other day and I was getting quite worried. There's a couple.
I think he had in his contract though like an
extension, didn't he?
They've probably activated that. But the way I want to look at this one is Moisey come out and said this one's been done for 2 months. And nobody knew about it. They've just announced it today, but he actually signed, and the other players have signed their contract for the new 2 months. Now, when the press officer asked him about it and said to him, like, how come nothing was sort of said, he just said, he gave a little smirk and he said, we're going about our business very quietly now. Could this be the end of the leaks from the club, the in the nose? Right.
Well, first of all, I'm glad Antonio signed the deal. He deserves it. He goes up to 2024 with an extension that could see him to 2025, which would then take him to 10 years at the club. And listen, what he's done for the football club, he deserves a testimonial if he does reach that. So fantastic what he's done, especially since when we first come back from lockdown. Ever since then, his record has just been unbelievable. I think I see a stat earlier. He's been involved in like 83 chances and was it 29 goals and all that. It's unreal what he's done. He's a fan's favourite. Everyone loves him. He's a down to earth person. But yeah, as for the in the nose, yeah, it sort of sneaked under the radar a bit, didn't it? Like no one sort of knew about it. If it was done 2 months ago, I'm surprised that no one's actually let slip that he has signed the contract.
Do you think maybe that was a little ploy to see if they could weed out where some of these leaks are coming from? You know, that the players knew, the representatives may have known, and then only a limited amount of people within the club may have known, just to see if any of those are the leaks. You know what I mean? It's Moyes has been trying to stop these leaks within the clubs, I think, since the first time he was around. So maybe this is him now trying to sort of like stamp another piece of authority down on.
We'll have to start calling Moisey the plumber then, because he wants to stop all the leaks.
Well, this is the thing, you know. It's look, I'm not going to criticise people who are in the know. You know, at the end of the day, they share the information they're told.
Let's be honest. We all want to be in the know, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. You know, everyone does. But I also see why the club want to stop it. You know, for my personal opinion, I don't feel it doesn't really harm, in certain ways, doesn't really harm the club. It all depends on what the in the knows are leaking.
Scott, I remember the days when we never knew we signed anyone until we bought Hammers News or opened a recorder on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Or you see it on Snapfacts.
But guaranteed that certain people would have known before all that. You know, it's just now with the platforms of social media and stuff like that, it's easier to share it. But you know, at the end of the day, it's good that the club are trying to do their business better.
I'd be honest with you. I don't think the leaks help. I can't see how they help. Like we within, you know, we talk about, we don't leak anything at West Ham Fan TV. We deal in opinion, and we've been very, very careful to try and deal in opinion. Yeah, we do the transfer rumours. We talk about to transfer window. We talk about rumours and stuff like that. But you know, we don't. I don't know whether to say this, but we get past certain information and we won't share it.
You know me, Nick. I've told you things before that I've been told, but we've never shared it because, for one, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. And for two, just in case it's not correct, and I don't want to look silly sometimes.
Yeah, and we you know, that's never been our forte. I think fan opinion is more interested than, you know, finding out the team news 10 minutes before the kickoff, or you know, finding out who we're after in the transfers. I don't think it helps. How does it help? How these things get leaked, I don't really know. I don't really care, to be quite honest with you. But you know, Moisey has been, you know, from the very first time that he was in charge, he said that he wanted to, you know, to put a lid on things and to stop it from. I think it just lacks professionalism, because when you've got someone within your ranks telling people that, you know, what's going on in the ins and outs of the club, and you had that thing a couple of years ago with Declan Rice's contract details being leaked to Sean Weston, the whole lot. That's got to break some sort of GDPR rules. I'm pretty sure of it. You know, but you know, the whole fucking details of his contract. Now, that's only going to come from one place. It's only going to come from one place, and I think it's very unprofessional. I don't really believe in it. I don't really like it. It helps us because it gives us a chance to react to something before it's in the news. But in the whole, I just don't think that it helps, and I do hope that they put a little bit of a lid on it now, because there's no need for people to know on social media, because all it is like, you know, the biggest one is ex-employee. Obviously, he's a pal of ours, and I wouldn't talk bad about him. But all it does is it just feeds other people's egos and other people's Twitter accounts and all that, and they all start arguing about who fucking said it first. Who gives a shit? If it happens, it happens. If it don't happen, it don't happen. Who gives a fuck who said it first? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. And they're dealing in something that, you know, is meant to be kept in the confines in the club, and I don't think it helps. But you know, that's my opinion. And if you've got a different opinion, please let me know. But that's my opinion.
The thing is, I think what doesn't help is the leaks when it comes to us signing players. You know, the players that we're after and things like that. Yeah, I know there's a lot. We know through people who we know and who are friends of the show that, you know, certain agents ask newspapers to print stories and stuff like that. That's the time when I feel that you want to keep it quiet. When you are after a player, you want to keep that on the down low, because as soon as you say, oh, you're after so-and-so, straight away the agent or another club goes, well, and if West Ham look at him, we're going to look at him. You used to get that.
Mm.
How often was it when Redknapp was at Spurs? West Ham would be after a player. Literally the next day, Harry Redknapp wants him at Tottenham.
Wait, you leave my area alone.
Yeah, it just drives up and drives up. No, but I'm not saying he did want him, but people leave and it just drives up the price.
But even with the in the nose, the club only will tell people what they want them to know.
Of course, yeah.
If they really don't want it to come out, it won't come out. The club, they use it, you know, to their advantage at times. So do agents and all that. So sometimes it don't come from the club; it comes from agents and all that, which normally is a load of bollocks.
But it's just to get the play, like any deal bumped up, isn't it? That's why.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing.
Because the more money their client makes, the more money they get. So
yeah, it's the interest and all that sort of thing. But in terms of like contracts and all that sort of thing, it's never really rubbed well on me since the Declan Rice thing. He was a young kid. He still is a young kid. And the whole, you know, they're trying to turn the fan base on him by trying to make him look greedy by leaking the whole of his contract details to someone that's going to print them on a website to get clicks. I don't agree with that sort of thing, you know, and I hope that Moisey sees that sort of stuff, because, you know, that contract detail could have only come from one place. There is no one who would have been privileged from that. That was either come from Declan Rice or David Sullivan or his agent. Because that is a privileged conversation between the two, and it obviously come from David Sullivan to try and force him to sign the thing. You know, some things like this don't happen. There was an incident a couple of years ago when it was reported on the West Ham way that Snodgrass wasn't playing because there was an agreement in place, and it turned into an investigation. It does not help.
Just going back to what we said earlier about, obviously, Moyes has said that there's one or two players that have extended their contract. Imagine how massive it would be if the one of them was Declan Rice. And they were saving that news. Imagine how big that would be.
It would be huge, yeah. It would be huge. A part of me, I'm always a skeptic, though. A part of me thinks that why have they, you know, put it in their coffers for 2 months before, and it makes me think, because there's no fucking signings coming in, maybe, and it's a bit of good news, something to write about.
I mean, it could come down to a lot of things. It could be the player didn't want to announce it. It could just look, at the end of the day, we're all impatient fans. We want to know everything. But sometimes it's good to keep things, especially because if you think Antonio was in a bit of a bad run of form, wasn't he, at the time? And maybe they just didn't want to. I don't know. There's all different things you could say. But yeah, I'd love for that announcement to be that Declan Rice has signed a new deal, because all the links at the moment. I mean, look, Declan Rice has still got 4 years left on his deal, so we're in no rush to sell him unless we get a ridiculous offer. And the feelings I'm getting from Declan Rice is he's happy at the football club.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it's the first time, right? Showing me age a bit. The latest Panini sticker album has been launched, right? And the advert is Declan Rice. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a West Ham player advertising something.
I don't know when the kid goes, "Oh, Rice got any doubles?" Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, that's a lie, Scott, because I remember when Dale Gordon done it.
That's right.
Oh, Disco Dale.
Disco Dale done it.
Disco Dale Gordon.
There you go. So it's been a long time since there was a West Ham player.
Yeah, but that comes to Declan Rice. You know, he's an England national. You know, he's captain for West Ham at the moment. He's a top player. You look at all the stats for midfielders. Declan Rice is in the top 3 of most stats, if not first on some of them. And he's just an unbelievable player, and he's a credit to the football club. And listen, Mark Noble obviously retires this year, and Declan Rice will take over from Mark Noble. I know he's captain at the moment, but and you see that Declan Rice's comments on Mark Noble the other day, how important he is for the football club and what Mark Noble does off the pitch. And Mark Noble's probably the most important person, really, to keep Declan Rice at the football club, because he's probably in Declan Rice's ear saying, look, you don't need to move. You know, you've got the world at your feet here. You're loved at this football club. You know, don't move yet. Declan Rice probably will eventually leave the football club, maybe 2-3 seasons' time. but at the end of the day, we've still got Declan Rice at the moment. He's a West Ham player, and let's just enjoy him.
He'll see out this season, and I think he'll see out next, and then we'll see where we are in terms of that. He's got the kid's got ambition. He's a fabulous player.
The thing is with Declan Rice, mate. Last season, he turned around and said that because there was a bit of thing where he thought West Ham weren't matching his ambitions. We got into Europe. We signed some decent players. If we beat Norwich on Wednesday, we're back in the top 4 with 6 points behind Chelsea in second. You know, and a few weeks ago, we was like 9-10 points behind Chelsea. So we've clawed it back. We've had our dip in form. We can get on a good run now. There's no reason why we can't have a good run towards the end of the season. We're in the last 16 in Europe. What more can we give Declan Rice apart from trophies and Champions League football? Which I wouldn't blame him for leaving in a couple of years' time if we can't give him that.
At the moment, you know, you're what we're seeing at the club is matching the ambition of what the player wants. He wants to be challenging for European football. He wants to be competing in European football. He wants to be challenging for a trophy. You know, we made it to the quarterfinals of the League Cup. Like you said, we're in the last 16 of a European competition, and we're still pushing in the league for a Champions League spot. So, you know, at the end of the day, that's his ambition to play for European football, to challenge for trophies. All right, you could say he wants to win trophies. So, you know, when you go to the likes of City, the likes of Chelsea, the opportunities to actually, the fact you're going to end up with silverware is
it's difficult for someone like Declan Rice when he goes away in international duty and he looks at some of the players that are winning trophies and they might get in his ear. But the England squad ain't like it used to be. There's a lot of players in that England squad that don't win trophies. There's Tottenham players in there, so they definitely don't win trophies. We know that. So it's not always about like for me, like if Declan Rice won the FA Cup with West Ham, it'd mean more than winning 2 or 3 Premier League titles with a Man City. You know what I mean? Because Man City are expected to win the Premier League. West Ham go and win the FA Cup, it'd mean more to him.
It's like when you look at players like Maguire, you know, winning the league at Leicester. You know, you're playing for a Leicester side. It's you know that's not meant to happen. Do you know what I mean? You go to Manchester United, you go to Manchester City. You're expected to do that, but to achieve that at a side that's not meant to be competing in that class standard, it means more. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, it stands for more for me. You know, and there's plenty of players there who have moved to bigger clubs, and Declan Rice would have seen these players. Look at Jack Wilshere at the minute.
Oh, fuck off with your Jack Wilshere, Scott.
No, not Jack Wilshere. Sorry, Jack Grealish. Moved to City with the big price tag, and you know he hasn't really set the club alight, has he? He hasn't. The expectations of what you would have thought you had seen from him going to a Manchester City. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Declan Rice is a completely different kettle of fish. I think he would walk into a side like Manchester City and you would see the levels that you see at West Ham. But it just goes to show sometimes that quick jump forward isn't the right jump forward. You know, sometimes it's better to take the steps and progress as a player and progress with a lower club before you step into the big boy sort of.
I think what a lot of young lads do when they go to City is I don't think they, you know, they can't guarantee them that they'll play. You know, Mahrez has seen it happen. He's got himself into the side now. He's more of a regular starter now, Mahrez. But he's seen that happen. He was, you know, week in, week out at Leicester. Wasn't quite that at City, and he's had to, you know, spend a couple of years breaking his way into the side. I think you've seen players like Jack Rodwell and Scott Sinclair move to clubs.
But most of them wasn't under Guardiola. I think City are a different football club now.
No, they are. Right. I think they are. I think you're totally right. But you know, it does happen. It does happen.
Yeah. Chelsea done it with Sean Wright Phillips. Chelsea done it with Scott Parker. Chelsea done it with Danny Drinkwater. You know, Steve Sidwell.
Hold on, sorry. Before we move, I need to stand corrected. Maguire didn't win the league with Leicester.
I was thinking that. I'm sure it was. What's his name?
It was Hoof and Morgan.
Morgan. Yeah, Morgan. Where's Morgan? I was going to say Morgan Freeman then.
Morgan.
Where's Morgan?
Yeah, but you know, I don't think Manchester City would be the club for them, and Manchester United definitely wouldn't at the minute because.
Manchester United club-wise are massive, but team-wise they're not a great appeal at the moment. So, for me personally, Declan Rice going to Man United as a team, not as a club, as a team, is a sort of backward step from West Ham at the moment.
Ooh, that'll get a couple of people shouting from the rooftop.
No. But I'm not saying as a football club. Manchester United are a massive football club. They're bigger than West Ham, and they probably always will be. I'm saying as a team right now, look at the two. We're above them in the league, so it shows you that we're a better team at the moment.
Mm. No, I agree.
I'm saying as a team, not as a football club. Before all you Man United fans start jumping on me, going, look at this fucking flash cockney bastard.
But that's the thing, like you said, it's on form and on current the way things are. Would you really want to be at Manchester United with the way it is at the minute? There's rumours they're taking the players are having a revolt against arguably the best player in the world. You know, it's craziness. Why would you want to be part of that fanfare when you can come to a football club where you can be adored?
There's only 2 football clubs that Declan Rice would go to in this country if it happened. It'll be Chelsea or City.
Yeah, massively. He ain't going nowhere else. He's not going Liverpool and he's not going Manchester United. Man United fans can keep on dreaming. That ain't going to happen.
As I said, look, Man United are a massive football club, and we grew up, watching Man United dominate for 15, 20 years. It's not that same. They haven't won the league since 2010 years. This year, they haven't won the league since. That's a long time for a club like Man United not to win the Premier League.
I mean, going back, you know what you said, Scott, about just now about the sort of players, sort of having the about Ronaldo, and I've seen stuff, you know, on pundits saying the players aren't playing for the manager and all that. I find that I think that's disgusting from like professionals. You know, it's whether you're like the manager or not, you're paid to do a job. Your job is to play football.
Yeah, but that's
and they're paid a lot of money to play football. So you're not only like shafting the manager over, what about the people that pay, you know, people that go home and they pay thousands of pounds a year to go and watch the team. You're not shafting the manager over. You're really letting the fans down as well. So I get really annoyed when I see all this, like, the players are revolting over this and that they're paid to play football, a lot of money to play football, and that's what they should concentrate on.
Moyes would be someone who will tell you what that's like, because that's what it was at United when he was there. You know, the players refused to play for him. They were like, he's Everton. Look, Everton are in, Everton are in your house. Why are we listening to these for? These are Everton. You know, it's just egos of certain players who think they're better than what they are. And, you know, as I said, you've got a player like Ronaldo at your football club. I don't care what team you are. You build your team around him.
Listen, let's just hope Wreck-It Ralph carries it on and United slide
down. Keep them slipping down that league. That's what I'll say.
Let's take some more comments. Aaron says, I had a rumour about West Ham today. Apparently, we're fucking massive.
That's a true rumour.
That's a true rumour. Jamie Havill donated £10. Thank you very much, Jamie. Even fellas, Jay Ling's got plenty of info from his loan. Never looked unhappy here. Jack wouldn't say what he said if it was true. Hammer. Shane Kelly says, X is the only one to trust. In X, we trust. Once so called in the know reportedly said Deeney was Watford danger man last week. He's been at Birmingham for 6 months.
Yeah, I know.
Very true. Ben Glander said, to be fair, I'm pretty sure X posted on his Patreon on the 11th of December about Antonio signing a new contract. Cliff Schaefer says, this news feels like the days of Sully's involvement around the transfers may have all come to an end. And we know that he likes to take the credit. So maybe the leak was within the boardroom. Alex Chapman, you're right about Wilshere. Hyped as a team, never really delivered. And yes, some players don't want to go straight into a relegation dogfight. The disabled team says, yeah, some YouTube channels rely on leaked information so they can be first to break the stories to subscribers. Sad, really. So do you think Barbosa is just a rehash story and people jumped on it? I hope it's true. I hope it's not true. No idea, mate. This stuff is probably coming from the top. We know our unprofessional GSBR. We have our identity on the pitch back as a team of fighters, sprinkled with a touch of magic, says Alex Chapman. Harry Page says, think we need to take a note out of Villa on how to sign someone quick and clean. I'll tell you what, mate, we'll talk about that in a bit later, but that was quick and clean. Years ago, lads, we only knew who signed somebody when his name was printed on the programme in a starting lineup. Collectors, I don't trust Rice. He switched from Ireland to England in a heartbeat. No, not for me. He didn't. He would have thought about that long and hard, mate. Villa did great with Danny Ings. That was all out of the papers or Sky News. Sky News get their information from the same place you get your information from. Don't you fucking worry about that. We are used to years of dross and understandably wary. We're on a different animal now. Noble won't play anywhere else, is Bobby.
Well, the thing is with people saying about Noble, I know for a fact that there's 2 clubs that tried to sign Noble over the years. So there are teams that wanted Noble, but Noble just didn't want to go. Listen, I'm not saying that they're massive clubs. They're 2 London clubs. I take Palace and Fulham. But at that
Stoke
time,
wanted to sign him at one point.
huh?
Stoke.
Yeah, but Palace and Fulham. Palace was very close to signing Mark Noble at one point. Not that he wanted to go, but there was nearly an agreement. Not under this board as well. So that's how long ago it was.
Rice will do 1 more season, said Adam Curtis. We all love Dex and don't want him to go. The club is bigger than one player, says Cam on 8:30. Barry, we won't do business now with Man United, so Jesse, I doubt will come. It'll give us more points for what, 5-10 million pounds. I want Holzek and Tarkowski. Oil S is Roy May Jr. Happy Friday. Got caught up with online training and had my phone on silent, not to be bothered. A couple of more comments. If 120 mil came in for Rice, I'd take it. He hasn't been agreed. Moyes gets all the sell cash from player sales. I think it could be. I think what he could do with that money.
The problem is he's replacing Declan Rice. That's the thing for that.
Yeah.
We need to win FA Cup, Europa League, or get Champions League to keep Declan Rice and show ambition and showing what we really need to start. West Ham, says Ben. WHFU, West Ham unofficial, sorry. And Harry Brunner says, regardless of what Rice does, he's a club legend already. 150 games at his age is respect enough, in my opinion. And the club will always be bigger than one player. There we go.
I agree with that because, listen, it's unbelievable Declan Rice has played over 150 games for the club at his age. But as we said, look, we've down the years, we've had heroes come and go. You know, Pint, we got over that. And Anatovich, you get over that. If Rice left, it hurt. I always think Rice would leave on good terms. So he'll always be welcome back to the football club.
Yeah.
But you get over it. New players come along, new heroes come along, and you move on. That's football.
Yeah. It's for me, you know, to sell, every player has a price. We don't want to see Rice go, but like someone said there, someone comes in 120 mil, you know, for a club like ours, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, we're not that sort of club at the moment that could turn down 120 million.
To be fair, mate, I don't think there's many clubs in the world now that could afford to turn down that sort of money for a player. And it's just who you then replace him with. And then the problem then comes is, like someone said, you know, all right, if we get 120 million, that 120 million isn't going to be given straight to Moyes to go and spend. You know, and then you look in clubs, then know you've got 120 million in the bank. They're going to sit there and say, well, you know, you want to sign our player, we want twice the value for him because we know you've got the money. I think the win at Watford when Rice wasn't playing shows that we can move forward without him, but I'd rather have him with us for as long as possible because he's not outgrown the side, if you know what I mean. He's not. He's the driving force that we still need. And, you know, I wouldn't like to see him go now, but as I said, every player has a price at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Talking about players out the door, rumours are that Newcastle have bid sort of 10 to 12 million pounds for Issa Diop.
Just before we do that, Nick, can I just say one thing before we move on before I get?
Yeah.
Can we say congratulations to a good friend of the channel, Kenny Brown Jr., back at the football club as one of the academy directors. Good to see him back. Love Kenny Brown. I know he was at Millwall for a long time, but we'll let him off with that. But he's a great bloke. He's always been good to us on the channel. Me and Nicky have seen him scoff pizza and bread in Rome, and we've had great nights with Kenny Brown Jr. And listen, his dad's a legend at the football club, and it's great to have Kenny back at the football club.
Kenny is one of the nicest guys. I mean, Ryan bumped into Kenny 7 years ago now.
Right? Yeah, he was academy at Dagenham and Redbridge at the time. I was coming home from a night out up north, and I stopped in the services on the way home, and I was in the shop, and I looked at him, and I thought, I'm sure that's Kenny Brown. So I went over to him and I said, "Oh, look, we've just started a YouTube channel. Do you mind doing something with us coming down?" And that, and he was like, "Yeah, no worries." And literally took he swapped email addresses, and he come down and he done that thing in the clubhouse with us. He's always been in contact with us. He's a great bloke.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've done a thing very early on with Kenny. Big supporter of us very, very early. We've been away with Kenny. We went to Italy with him, which was which was an experience and a half. So, you know what I mean? But he's always kept in contact. He's always been a lovely bloke. He's such a down-to-earth fella. And yeah, I'm over the moon for him, to be quite honest with you. You know, by talking to him, even though he's like a lot of the time we've known him, he's been at Millwall. He's been at Millwall for a long time now.
About 6 years, I think he's been there as the academy sort of director.
West Ham is always in his heart. It's in his family's blood. You know what I mean? And he always spoke so highly. So I'm over the moon for Kenny to be working for the club. I hope it's one of these ones that you know, he's working there for a long, long time.
Well, it's nice because you've got obviously there. Mark Robson's back at the club now. Kenny Brown. You know, there's a lot of ex-players getting involved behind the scenes, and I think that has made a difference, especially with the youngsters.
Yeah, I think so. I honestly do.
It's Moyes. Again, I think Moyes has a lot to do with that. He brings people around the club that know the philosophy of the club. You know about the club, know the history of the club, and what the club means to the fans and things like that. You see with the backroom staff that he's got. You know, people like obviously Kevin Nolan, Stuart Pearce. You know, these are people who know a hell of a lot about the football club. And
all we need now is Jimmy Walker, and we get the band back together. Get him a goalkeeper coach. Just get him anything. Get Jimmy Walker back in the club.
He'll make the bloody sandwiches if you want him to, Jimmy. But yeah. So yeah, fantastic. But yeah, going on again, as I said, it's a Diop, £10 million to Newcastle. Would you sell him?
Thing is,
not for 10 million.
I wouldn't sell him now, but if Zuma and Ogbonna was fit, I think they'd probably look at selling him. I don't think they'll look to sell him now because obviously the injuries, and it come out yesterday that Dawson's been playing for an injury as well. So fair play to Dawson. You know, he gets a lot of kick off of some of our fans, but fair play to him. But yeah, I wouldn't sell Diop now. I wouldn't sell Diop right now, but I think if Zuma and Ogbonna was fit, I think they'd probably look at it, and they're probably because it looks like we're going to bring someone else in. Hopefully, this transfer window as a centre back.
I'll be honest. I think Diop probably, if he's going to go in the summer. Like you said, it'd be madness now, unless even with someone coming in with Ogbonna being out for the season, the replacement that comes in is obviously a replacement for Ogbonna. You know, because it's the left-sided centre back that we need. Diop's the only person that seems comfortable playing at that left-sided centre back at the moment. You know, so I wouldn't let him go. But 10 million, that's nothing. That's far, far, far too low. Like
especially to fucking Newcastle. If I was selling anyone to Newcastle, it'd be fucking 30 at least.
We know Newcastle got the money, man.
Money,
I'd pay $1 million.
But the thing is that even though Diop's performances don't warrant it, he's still a young, developing centre half.
Only 24, isn't he?
Yeah,
24.
No, not for me. I don't. I think he's a bit older than that now.
No, he's 24. He's only 24.
Yeah, I've never really taken. Diop was first season for us. He was a monster. He was fantastic. He was a breath of fresh air. That 21-year-old kid coming in from wherever it fucking come from, Rennes or something, wasn't it, or something like that. Lille. Where did he come from? France. But yeah, you know, he came in and he had all the potential, and there's obviously like talk of. I see, you know, I was going through old videos today of ours and tidying up the channel when there was like talks of him going for 75 million and things like that. He's too weak for me. He has too many.
I've said this many a time. He's not there for the physical challenge. He can't handle the physicality of the Premier League.
His concentration level's not there. Yeah. You know, he's just not suited to the Toulouse. There we go. That's where he come from. Toulouse.
He's 25 on Sunday, apparently. I've just seen.
Yeah, and at 25,
he's 24.
You know, he is 24. Yeah, but at 24, 25 now, 20, you know, coming up 25, you'd have expected him to learn a little bit. I think he's gone backwards rather than forward.
I've just seen a comment now. I'll get it up quickly. What Kent was saying, Diop is a Rolls Royce playing with the right centre back. I sort of agree with that because when he was playing alongside Zuma, he looked the best I've seen Diop play for West Ham. I think it's having the right partnership at the centre back, and someone like Zuma, even Ogbonna as well. Like him and Dawson don't work together. We've seen that they're two different defenders. You know, Diop is that sort of. A bit like Rio when he first come through at West Ham. You know, he's not that physical type, but he gets the ball down and things like that. And he has got mistakes in him. We know that. But I think with the right... Playing alongside someone like Zuma, is going to benefit Diop. But how long? He's been here 3 seasons. Is this his 3rd season now at West Ham?
I think he's 4th.
3rd or 4th season. You know, how long do you say, right, he's going to break through? He's going to, but you never know. It could work.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't keep waiting for him to achieve what we're expecting of him. Do you know what I mean? It's the situation the club's in at the minute, the position that we're in. You need to be doing it now. You know, we're losing Ogbonna where we've lost Ogbonna. I think if Moyes had more faith in Diop, it would have been Diop partnering Zuma once Ogbonna got injured.
Do you know what I think?
Go on, Gray.
No, I think that the problem is as well, like you say, he's better alongside Zuma or Ogbonna, but at the moment he's sort of being asked to lead the line.
If you look at it, the best game Diop's played for us this season has probably been in Europe, which is a slower pace of game.
Yeah,
which probably suits him a lot better.
I can't see why Newcastle would want to sign him. You know, because they you know, you look at their defence at the moment. I know they've just got Trippier, which is a big signing for them. If Trippier wants to play a good level of football still, and he's not just come for the money, you know, you've got to question that sort of thing. I know that Simon Jordan and Trevor Sinclair had a fucking huge argument about it, but I did sort of back Simon Jordan for that. Like, you know, you're not going to go to Newcastle who are sitting languishing at the bottom of the Premier League from you know, a title-winning Spanish side because you fancy a challenge. There's no reason apart from money. That's the only reason you want to go. And
you can say that, but then looking at Sinclair's side, I can see you don't know that maybe Trippier wasn't settled in Madrid. Newcastle
but there would have been offers from other football clubs.
Newcastle are only 3 points off of like safety, and plus people could say the same when Lucas Neal signed for us. Liverpool wanted him, but he come to us.
The thing is, I'm with Nicky there. Like, I think that if Trippier wasn't settled in Spain, he would have held out a bit longer. Clubs, look, he's a sort of player I wouldn't mind seeing us signing. He can play left back. We're in the need for a left back. You know,
but the thing is,
if you're available, and you're looking around at the moment, you're in the you're at a Champions League competing side. Why are you going Newcastle? Look, I can't speak for Trippier. None of us know what's gone on behind the scenes. We can't speak for anyone, but Trippier might have been sold the project, just like we were sold the project moving to London Stadium. You buy into things. You know, Newcastle got a lot of money. They're going to go out and sign a lot of players. Maybe not this season, but in the summer they probably will. So Trippier's probably looked at it and thought, I've got to play regularly, so he'd be a starter at Newcastle. You know, he might have wanted to come back to England. And look, at the end of the day, if he's getting paid, whatever he's getting paid, so that's not his fault. That's what he's been offered. So there might not have been any other offers on the table.
Look, I don't give a shit what Newcastle do, if I'm quite honest with you. But I'm just saying, like, you know, I can't see it being any other reason than money. But,
of course, listen, we all work for money, whether you're a football player or
I understand that. I understand that.
We all work for money. So, yes, it's got to do with money, but he's probably looked at the project as well and thought, look, England have got the World Cup coming up next year. He wants to be a regular for England. Come back to Newcastle. The eyes of the world are on Newcastle at the moment. So why not join it? Just like when City first started signing players.
If he's got England ambitions, and he wants to become a starter for England, he's playing at a club that are competing to win the Champions League trophy. And he left.
Well, that don't matter. You can go and play. Gareth Southgate don't pick you because you're playing the Champions League.
No, and I understand that, mate. But if you want to get back into the England team and you want to prove yourself, there's no better way to prove yourself than on a big, the world's biggest stage.
He wasn't a regular for Atletico Madrid as well.
Yeah, but he played.
Yeah, but he wasn't a regular. He'll play every week at Newcastle in the Premier League.
I just feel that if he was known to be available, there would have been other clubs of a higher stature that would have come in for him. I think he's just, you know, it's one of them. At the end of the day, good luck to Newcastle. You know, they're doing what they're doing, and I see a very QPR under Tony Fernandez feel about Newcastle at the minute. And you know, but
I just hope that his accuracy on the pitch is better than his pointing ability. That's what.
They was always going to do that. They're always going to go out and sign fringe players just to keep them afloat this season. Probably finish mid-table if they have a good run. next season is when they're probably going to spend a lot of money. As much as we
But
don't think it's fair, if it was West Ham United, we'll all be saying, yeah, go out and sign Trippier.
Oh, yeah, of course. But what the point I was trying to make before I went off tangent is that if you want to stay in the Premier League, they're leaking goals left, right, and centre. Newcastle. Issa Diop is not the fucking man that's going to fucking shore up your defence. That's what I was trying to. The point I was trying to make. Like
he's 10 times better than what they've got.
What you saying, Sank?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they've
I wouldn't sell him without having a replacement like that. I certainly wouldn't sell him for 10 mil.
I mean, I don't think that Diop's going to go in this transfer window, and I think
we couldn't afford to lose him, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. As I said a little while ago, if Zuma and Ogbonna was fit, maybe he might have gone, but I can't see it happening. And let's hope that we get. I mean, because I see earlier that Origi's available between 7 and 10 million, and West Ham, we need to be all over that, because they're the sort of players. They're the sort of players that Newcastle are going to go out and sign, because when you become that rich, like what City did, like what Chelsea did, they go out and get all these fringe players that everyone's linked with. They build a squad around them. Then they'll eventually go out on loan and they'll leave, but they'll do the job when they need them, because they'll go out and they'll sign bigger and better players.
Yeah. The only for me, there's no jealousy at Newcastle. Newcastle are lucky they've landed on their feet getting the amount of money they've got. It's just now it's going to overinflate the market. And that's the worry for me, is that you're going to get West Ham are interested in this player, and then all of a sudden an agent will leak a story of Newcastle are interested in as well. And then the clubs that are selling this player are then like, well, hang on a minute, we're in Newcastle interested. We can add another 5-10 million onto the price tag of the player, which doesn't help anyone. And this is a problem in the situation we're in at the moment, for me, where we need to get a centre half in, we need to get another striker in this, and there's players there. Like you said, Origi's value 7-8 million. If rumours have it that then Newcastle were interested in him as well, his value then jumps up to around 20 million.
Well, I was surprised.
You pay over the odds in January anyway, but if Newcastle...
They were saying on Sky Sports News about Origi yesterday, and they were saying that he's got a clause in his contract that if he starts a certain amount of games, that they have to trigger a clause to extend his contract. He hasn't started any games this season in the Premier League. So for me, that means that Liverpool want him to go. But at the moment, they've just lost Mane and Salah to the African nations. So it'll be, unless they've got someone lined up to come in, then it'd be mad for them to let him go, especially at that cheap.
I don't see Origi leaving, because he does do a job when called upon off the bench for Liverpool.
There's also talk of Firmino leaving.
But the thing is whether he's just making appearances off the bench. If any footballer worth their salt want regular first team football.
Yeah, but great. But the thing is, he's not. He's a side that's won the title. They're contending for the title. They're contending for the Champions League. They've won the Champions League. Sorry, he's a bit part player in the side that are winning. Have won stuff. So, at the end of the day, when he comes to retiring, he's still got their medals that he's won at the time he's been at the club. And, he scored against us. He isn't a player for me that starts, because when he starts, he doesn't perform at the levels he does when he comes off the bench.
You don't think he starts for West Ham?
Origi?
Yeah.
Nah, not over Antonio. Antonio starts in front of him. He's not.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just think that the difference between Liverpool and West Ham is that Origi would have more chance of starting at West Ham than he does at Liverpool.
Yeah, he would. But
I wouldn't put him in over Antonio myself at the moment, unless Moisey wanted to play a different system and put maybe Antonio out on the wing, which I can't see that happening either. So.
I said that. Look, I've said before. When you look at the stats of Origi scoring goals, his goal scoring in the dark is better than his goal scoring in the day. It's a
fucking vampire.
Yeah. This is it. It's the crazy under the lights.
Playing under the lights.
And that's just the way he has been. And
it'd be fucked if the lights go off. Then
he'd fit in well with us.
I've been to a game where they have.
I don't feel he starts in front of Antonio. And for me, that's the thing. If we're signing a striker, he has to be a striker that is better than Antonio.
I love Antonio's comments today. I think they're really refreshing to hear from somebody that's playing for the football club, because it just shows that he's thinking about the club rather than himself. Well, I think it's fantastic to hear a player.
He's also thinking about himself there, because it gives him competition to make him a better player.
Yeah,
and I agree with you. I think they're fantastic what he come out and said, and I want to hear my players say that. I want to hear because he come out the other day and said when he first signed for the club, there was an unnamed player that hated him, that didn't talk to him from day one until the day he left the club. He didn't like Antonio because he was coming in to battle for his position. Now I don't know who that player was.
Let's think back to when it was.
Under Village, he played everywhere, so it could have been fucking Adrian for all we know.
It could have been Keita.
It would have been who was playing right wing when we signed him.
It's not that. You had like a lot of people suggesting that it was Dimitri Payet, which I don't believe, because they both come in at the same time, the same transfer window. People are saying it was Sacco, which he wasn't signed as a striker. So I don't know. I don't know who it was, but
Moses.
Yeah, but Moses was also signed on loan in that summer, so it would have been difficult to.
Zarate, that's a good shout, Zarate.
Yeah, there was a lot of players. He said that he'd never name him, but which is fair enough. I know we all want to know, but
I'll have to have a look through the squad. I bet you can pick out who it is if you look through the squad. I bet.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been anyone that season, because as I said, he played everywhere that season.
I reckon it was Moses.
But yeah, Antonio is just like that down to earth, refreshing football player that we've missed in our game for a long time. You see his interviews after games. You know, he adds a bit of humour to his celebrations. He's just refreshing to have at our football club, and it's a bit like Declan Rice as well. They're two great characters of West Ham.
Yeah. Let's move on quickly. I know we've got some comments, but we'll take the comments after the next one because we're running out of time a little bit. There's two more stories I wanted to talk about. The club finances come out. Did anyone see this?
I sort of flicked through it like what we said earlier. Revenues up and things like that, so it's going in the right direction.
Well, the thing that worries me the most, mate, is and something I've been talking about for such a long time is if you wonder why these football clubs have such low regard for you, is because we're worth more to them out watching the telly than we are in the stadium. Because although the matchday revenue has dropped significantly by £25.5 million, and our merchandise revenue dropped by £6 million, they still made more money than if we was already there. And this is what I'm saying to you. Not only that, Karen Brady decided it was great during a pandemic to give herself a 30% pay rise, which I thought was a bit saucy.
Yeah, but that wasn't a 30% pay rise. It was a 30% something that she was due the year before that she didn't take, and got it the year after. So she's earned a lot of money in the 10 years she's been at the club. So more than what she should have earned, to be fair. But I don't know. Like if you look at it as a business point of view, you know, as we've said before, we're in a better position now than when they took over the club, because we was on the brinks of going out of business when they took over. So
somebody said Gio did a good video with a fella that breaks it all down. Yeah, I haven't watched that video, if I'm honest. But one thing that did stick out, I mean, I'm not a financial expert. I'm just giving a very brief opinion. £105 million still in debt.
Yeah, but most football clubs are always going to be in debt, aren't they?
I don't think there's any very.
I mean, fucking hell, Barcelona are on the balls of their arse at the moment. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's any clubs in. Well, I'll be very surprised if there's.
Man United have got
any
massive
money
debt.
Profit.
Yeah, most clubs are going to have football debts. I mean, the positive thing that come out for me this week as well was about the redevelopment of the West Stand that they've agreed. £14.5 million. They're looking to redevelop the stand. And as we said a couple of years ago on the channel, if it takes 5 years to get that stadium right, then I'm willing to wait, because I don't think it's as bad now as what it was. I know, as we've always said, results on the pitch make it a better place to go anyway, and we're doing well. But I think the look of the stadium, especially squaring it off behind the goals, has made it a little bit more better. So if they can sort of redevelop the West Stand, make it look a little bit more like a football stadium, then I'm all for it.
Which one is the West Stand?
Billy Bonds.
The one we see.
Hmm.
No, it's not. That's the East End.
Yeah, sorry, where the dugout is. Sorry.
Oh, it's that side. The corporate, where all the corporate boxes are.
That's right.
That's the thing. Look, we
it just always amazes me, like when I see not just us, but like just football in general, the way it's run, like financially. If that was like in the real world, you'd be filing for bankruptcy.
Yeah, but it's just the way
football,
the football.
It doesn't seem to operate in the real world, does it? Like financially,
football hasn't operated in the real world since Premier League was born. It's the only place I know where you can do bad at your job, get the sack, and still get paid full money.
Listen,
or be £1 billion in debt and still be.
But I'll be honest. I still think the whole fucking thing is going to collapse at some point. I think that's why you're seeing a lot of players like look at Coutinho, gone to Aston Villa a couple of years ago. Ryan said 3 years ago, £110 million he transferred for, and now he's leaving, Barcelona to go on loan because they're absolutely skint. Like, and I mean, like, as Ryan said, on the balls of their arse, mate. Like,
they signed Torres from City, didn't they? But they had their manager had to take a wage cut because there's something to do with the wage bill or something like that. They couldn't even. They signed him. They couldn't even afford to give him his wages.
And Aguero's retired, and I'm pretty sure that I reckon that was encouraged by Barcelona. To be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me if Aguero came back next season and went and played somewhere else. I reckon it was planned, that sort of thing, like because it's insurance money and all of that sort of thing. I reckon they're saying not right there.
But they've signed him. They can't play him because he can't officially sign because there's an embargo on him to sign players for transfers. It's just crazy.
They just don't give a fuck, do they?
No, but it's not that. It's the big club bias within Spain. Where they can practically do what they want. It's not. These things are not being imposed on them because.
Mate,
they can't afford it.
The thing is, mate, and this is the position that these clubs are in, and this is why the Super League needed to take off for these clubs. It's because if Barca go bust, that TV deal and stuff, that TV deal and stuff goes
Shrek
to shit because the TV money is heavily reliant on Barcelona and Real Madrid. If one of them goes bust,
we're saying about our football. Bury, a club with a big issue, won the FA Cup a few times, went out of business for 500 grand, and there's Barcelona $1 billion in debt, and it's still going, and they're still seen as one of the biggest clubs in world football.
That's the big club bias. At the end of the day, football's been run so badly for the past, God knows, however many years, and this is it. You saw it with Rangers. A club like Rangers going out of business. Everyone knows my opinions on the Scottish League, but at the end of the day, Rangers are a massive football club, and they went out of business. And it just shows how badly run football is. And like Nicky said, one day the bubble will pop. And I think Nicky's right. I think you're starting to see certain clubs now panic that this bubble may pop. And then
what though, Scott?
Recouping the money, trying to sort of run themselves more sustainably, because there's only so many billionaires out there who are going to be willing to waste money on football clubs. And this
the thing is, I think the bubble needs to pop.
So you
can rebuild it.
When it pops, I want us to be in a position where we're self-sustainable, But it will do football.
Well, we're being right, Scott, because we're forever blowing bubbles, mate. So we're going to worry.
But yeah, it's just one of them things. It's just things. But you've got to look at the finances that have been released, the figures that have been released, and all that. And remember, we have had a lot of wages off the bill. When you look at it, it doesn't. For me, some of them figures don't add up properly. Look, I ain't no financial expert or anything like that, but we've lost a lot of wages outgoing. Some big wages outgoing, and I don't think
doesn't reflect, does it?
No, it doesn't. You looking at that, and as I said, with the limited knowledge of finances that I've got, it doesn't look right. I don't know whether because of when the figures are taken, like the period of time compared to. Yeah,
but I've done something a couple of years ago where I added up the wages from one season to next, and we saved a lot of money.
Yeah,
and you may see that reflect in that one, but it also could be that other players are getting new contracts.
Yeah.
You know, which
but also I think so as well. Some of it may due to the times that the time scale. The is it taken through the financial year? Is it taken May to May? Is it taken to July to July? Do you know what I mean? Where these figures been taken from? I don't know, but is it taken May to May? Is it taken to July to July? Do you know what I mean?
Why is it playing back? Reggie's in here before we take some comments. Reggie's in here. Kai Hughes says, "What exactly are the plans for the West Ham, Nicky?" We'll discuss that in a second. In here, Reggie STTV's in here trying to do deals with Manchester United. Reggie, fuck off. We're done talking about Declan Rice going to Manchester United. He's not going to Manchester United, so piss off.
Oh, poor old Reggie.
I know, but he's just coming in here talking about Declan Rice. What do you reckon? Do you reckon you'll sell him? Who gives a shit? It's not our fucking decision. If you want to know that, go to West Ham. Email West Ham. They're not going to sell him.
We're not. Let's just say he's not going to Man United. So keep dreaming. He wants to go to a club that's going to win something.
Anyway,
what exactly are the plans? What exactly are the plans?
What for? The West Ham?
Yeah.
I think they're just looking to square it off a bit. It doesn't bring the fans that sit in the upper tier any closer, but it might bring the fans in the lower tier a little bit closer, maybe the dugout a little bit closer. So I don't know, mate.
That's been the main gripe for me, is how far the dugout is away. It looks fucking ridiculous.
I can't see how they're going to do it.
See, what they should have done, if they would have thought about it cleverly, like they should have had the tunnel that side, but the dugout's the other side.
But mate, I think that might be to do with the positioning of the gantry for the cameras.
Yeah, well, they can move a gantry.
Yeah, but look at Palace, where they had to stick their gantry.
I don't even talk to me about fucking Crystal Palace, mate. We're in 2022 and I had to sit behind a fucking bollard. I bought them tickets in good faith. I thought, right, row 14, happy days, I'm going to be all right. And I sat behind a fucking bollard.
But there was a geezer next to you that was literally sat behind that bollard. His seat was on the bollard, mate. His legs were touching it.
Listen, Crystal Palace needs to be knocked down because that is a disaster waiting to happen. You go through the turnstiles and you're already crushed because they have the bar outside where everyone's gathered. It's ridiculous there. So just knock it down and I'm not being funny.
I got pelted for this a few years ago, right? When I said that exactly the same what you said. What you mean is that stand needs knocking down.
No, just knock Crystal Palace down. Take them off the map as well. Listen, I like Selhurst Park. I really do. But yeah, they need to update that stand because it's ridiculous.
I'll be honest with you. I think Palace fans feel the same with that stand. My mate sits in that stand who's a Palace fan, and even he admits it. That means
sit in that stand.
He sits in that stand, yeah. Season ticket.
The thing is, though, the only good thing for us is all the goals are up the other end. So the only we didn't really miss much down the other end. But
I mean, we've always been pretty lucky, Scott. Haven't we? We've always been sort of like the first 4 or 5 rows, haven't we? Whenever we've been.
Yeah.
But next season, I've got to make sure that I get row 1 to 12, and I know I'm safe.
I'm not being horrible or nothing, though, mate. I quite like Palace as an away day, and I like old-fashioned grounds and all that sort of thing. I like going to Chelsea. I like going to, Burnley and things like that. That I've been on league grounds better than that. It's fucking joke, to be quite honest with you. How can they have been in the Premier League for this many fucking years and that stand still looks like that? I think that's a disgrace.
I think the only obviously the stand's dodgy, but it's the bit outside where you go in, isn't it? It's always
from the moment you walk in.
It's always a massive crush.
Not only that as well, you get people that sit at the back that can't see and then decide that they want to come down the front. So all the stairways are crowded. People start pushing down rows. People start arguing with each other because you're getting pushed out your seat. It's just ridiculous.
I think as well with the fact that they keep the front row empty, isn't really a good thing there. You know what I mean? It's they should fill that front row and close off some of the back of that stand. But it is what it is. It's an old stand, and as I said,
I remember one year we went there. We were sitting at the back. All we could see was feet.
Yeah,
Like fucking watching Riverdale.
Yeah, I remember that.
You go back and watch the
Fucking
PMP.
Riverdale.
We start the PMP with a thing over the camera, so like that's your view. You know what I mean? It's
Good teeth, like, all I could see was feet.
Every now and then, Cole Jenkinson popped up.
Yeah,
at the
Cole
bottom.
Kingston popped up, scored, and celebrated in front of us, and yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah,
What's
there's honestly there's non-league grounds better than that. I think it's disgraceful. If I'm honest with you, they should. The thing is, the amount of money that gets pumped into these places, like they should force them to be upgrading them. There should be no bollards in 2022. There should have been no bollards in 1995 after
Mate,
they've
they've still got fucking wooden seats at the back.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. It's a joke.
They thought they'd be in Flash putting some fucking plastic ones in the first 30 rows. Like, oh, look at us, we're nutters.
But you know what I mean? They've spent like fucking like 15, 20 million pounds on people like Benteke. They should have fucking said, right, before you start buying the Bentekes, why don't you go and do stand first?
To be fair, that Bollard moved more than Benteke, so it done us a favour.
No, I know what you're saying. No, I know what you're saying, but no, I don't think that the league should allow it. It's
What is the next subject?
I don't think we've got any more.
thing is, like going back to the stadium, like with the rebuild of the stand, yeah, squaring it off, I get, but unless they're going to change the roof, you know, all them seats at the front are not going to be covered by the roof. You know,
Ryan to back me up here. I actually said about squaring it off about fucking 5 years ago.
I'll be honest, I don't want it to square off my stand because then I won't be able to see anything.
I actually I like it behind the obviously the goals. I think it looks nice squaring off, but yeah, I don't know how it's going to look squared off, like because it's a round stadium. I don't think
more voids. Do you know what I mean? Like where they've squared off the Trevor Brooking.
Yeah, but Scott, if they square it off and they put more rows in front of you, you'll get the first option to move forward.
Yeah, no, I know that, but it's just what I'm saying is you look what they've squared off at the sides. You look at that, you go where the away fans sit in the lower tier. You've got that massive void there now. Yeah, I know it was there before, but now it looks even worse because they've squared. I don't think they've moved the seats any further forward. I just think they've just squared it off. I'd like to know if anyone sits down in that section, whether it is any different. For me, it just looks like the same distance away from the pitch. They've just squared it off, and that's it.
Oh, here we go. Go on, Nick.
Reggie says, not as easy to do unless you get given a stadium. It is very easy to do, mate. There are Championship and League One and League Two clubs that have built new stadiums for less money. So don't tell me it's not easy to do. They can knock that stand down.
We haven't been given a stadium. We just applied for it and we got given it. It's a bit like a player given a silly contract. It ain't the player's fault. At the end of the day, Man United, if someone come along and said to Man United, is this 60,000 seater stadium when you're in a 32,000 seater and said, all you got to do is pay £1 million a year and have it, Man United would have took it. So don't sit on your aisles, try and think you're any better than us because of that.
Should we go ask us anything?
Yeah, please.
Scott getting angry.
Do you know what, right? I'm feeling generous. It's a new year.
Any other football club would have bit their hand off for that stadium.
Well, Tottenham tried.
Exactly. Tottenham tried. And let's be honest, mate. It's only because Tottenham tried the only reason we didn't end up owning it.
Mate, Chelsea wanted to share it at one point.
Exactly. Right, listen. As it's a new year, we're going to give a T-shirt away for the best question, I think. And I'll tell you who's going to judge the question. Graham.
I might enter this then. I might get me Christmas done.
Graham's a judge. No
Graham's a judge.
Best
question wins a T-shirt of your choice from our store. What's the score on Sunday? That's not the best question. It's not going to win the best question. Okay, no questions.
Mm-hmm. Anything apart from the picture.
I've got a couple of comments quickly to go through while we're waiting for the questions to come through. I see one. Where has he gone? What do you think of Villa landing Coutinho? Would have been great for us. I disagree with that. I think Coutinho is a fucking finished player. I think he's going to be the next James Rodriguez. To be honest. Hello, Scott.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, mate. Sorry.
There's a question come up here. Graham, can you put full plates in the trophy cabinet? Wear my t-shirt.
That's not a question. That's a fact.
Fuck off. Oh. What's happening? Who keeps pressing the questions?
I bet it's Graham. Look, because he's just got.
I ain't doing anything. I ain't touching anything.
Graham's got access. Come in. Let's have a laugh.
What is the average wind velocity speed of an unladen swallow?
6.
8.
Is that European or?
No, it's
25.
8. Definitely 8. £45 million budget. 3 players. Who do you get, and what do you value the players?
45 million. Origi, Nat Phillips, and Lingard.
I'm with you. Same 3.
Oh, sorry. Big Nat Phillips.
Big Nat Phillips.
Big Nat Phillips. As Chris Pajak said, we've got to call him Big Nat Phillips.
I think he'd be a good signing for us. I really do. Really do. I think he'd fit in perfectly with our back line.
This is a good question.
Oh, shit. Sorry, right?
No, don't worry.
I'll tell. That's a good question.
It was, what does Graham think?
Why are we here?
I don't want to put you on the spot, but why don't you tell, especially Nicky, about your new job?
Oh, what the business venture? What, my ice cream van?
Yeah, mate, it's the product.
I thought you were joking.
No, I'm getting an ice cream van.
What?
I'm getting an ice cream van.
Tomo's Toppings, he's called
Yeah, well, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it like now. It's like in a couple of months, like getting ready for the summer. You know.
Love it, Gray.
Fucking hell, Gino Ginelli.
Gino Ginelli.
Scott, why don't you join him? You could be Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, what?
Fucking hell. That's got to be one of the worst businesses to buy in the middle of fucking winter.
No, but he's thinking.
No, that's what I just said to you. I said I'm not buying it like right now.
All right, calm down, fucking walnut whip.
I'm getting it in a couple of months, ready for the summer. So
fucking Viennetta.
Yeah, fucking calm down, fucking vanilla caramel fudge.
Right, did you not believe riding?
No, I didn't. No,
he was laughing. I said, "What are you laughing at?"
He said you dropped in the freezer.
I've actually got a picture of you. Look, where you bought your van. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Actually.
If you want Graham to come to your area with his dingle dangle, selling you ice creams, please give us a DM.
I can imagine him singing out the window as well. You can't put 4th place in a trophy cabinet.
I can imagine him out the window going, "Let's one cornetto."
Do you want sprinkles on that? Sprinkles and sauce.
You love it, Gray.
This question, right? Any thoughts on Rebecca?
I'm only winding you up. I'm not really getting an ice cream van.
Any thoughts on
We're just doing it to wind you up.
Rebecca and Coventry coming back?
But now Ryan said it, it's not a bad idea actually.
Great.
Let Graham have his moment. He just bought a fucking ice cream van.
Go on, Scott.
Yeah, right. What I'm saying is, a lot of the loan players have been brought back, haven't they? Odebeku, Coventry, I think the goalkeeper as well. Bit of a random one because obviously if they play any part of the game, they then can't. The game on Saturday, they can't go back out on loan again because they're not allowed to play for more than 2 teams a season. Bit of a strange one by the club.
No,
well,
they weren't getting game time.
Yeah, they got released by their clubs. They wasn't called back. They was released.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. Get in your ice cream van with Graham.
P. Ged says, "What is your favourite colour?"
Blue.
Mine's sky blue.
Oh, I'll claret then.
I'm going to go with Nicky claret as well.
Did the new He-Man series make you smile? I can't say I knew that there was a new He-Man series, so I'm afraid not. How much of an influence do player/ex-player comments have on on players looking to move transfer clubs? Do you think Wilshere's comments would make the Jesse think twice about move? Personally, I don't. I don't think they really listen to that sort of shit. I think most unless there's someone they really know personally, which Jesse may know Jack personally, but they're not going to have their minds made up by people that are not really in that position, to be honest with you. It's that position, and it's their position, and it's their decision to make. I don't think Jack Wilshere going on TalkSport going, "Oh, you don't know how lucky you are." He's going to make Jesse Lingard think, "Oh, yeah, he's right." It could be, but I don't think they have any bear. I don't even think some of these players fucking take their head out of their phones for more than 5 minutes to listen to this shit, to be quite honest with you. But that's me.
I don't know. I think players are a lot more down with what's going on social media and what these people are saying.
But
It'd be like saying that players don't listen and watch the sort of stuff that gets put out on YouTube by channels like ourselves. The players do. Players hear certain bits and pieces about it. It's just part and parcel of modern day living.
the thing is, though, Scott, I think if Lingard hadn't already played for us, then
this might offend Scott.
influence his decision, but I
This
can't
one
see it.
might offend Scott a bit, but anyone ever thought that Graham is Scott in 20 years?
Hold up. It's the other way round.
Have any of you had?
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
That's right. Have any of you had a bad experience with a Millwall fan outside the footy? If not, do you know if it happens?
No, I've never. No, I used to play football with a load of Millwall fans and never had any problem.
Yeah.
Every Millwall fan I know has been all right.
Yeah. No, I've never had any problem with any
Millwall fan. I've had a couple of problems with him when he don't go to the bar, the tight bastard.
Yeah, fucking gits. Tight gits.
Oh, he wanted actually, right? Remind me, he wanted to talk to you.
Who?
Gittins.
Oh yeah, he non-stop messaging me. Tit.
Will Klopp ask for AFCON to be cancelled? Oh shit, go on.
Sorry, no, I was just saying this one. Mandy G says, "What happened to Thames Ironworks? They're still going. They're still going. We've got a game on Sunday. Where are they Sunday, Gray?
Ain't over South Wolford, I think.
I don't know, mate. I would have if I knew that. I wouldn't have asked you. I don't think they are.
I think
beautiful.
I'll have to check. Hold on.
Yeah, no, they're still going. I think they're sitting near the top of the league in Division 2, the Essex Caribbean League. They're doing all right. Some new players coming this season, so yeah, things going good.
Big Swollen.
I've even turned out from this year as well, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
I even turned out from.
Did you turn out from Gray?
Hey?
Did you turn out from Gray?
I did turn out from, yes. They're at Barkingside, Scott.
Oh, there you go then. See, Barkingside.
What shampoo do you use?
Timotei.
Yeah.
Listen, the best channel highlight. What's your best highlight of doing this channel? If you had to pick one moment, if you had to bottle one moment, what would it be? And we're not going to include Friday Night Pint Live in this because I know Scott's going to say that. Grabs and say that, and that's the easy way out.
There's been a few.
I would have to say Friday Night Pint Live, but I've got to say meeting Paolo, even if it was for only 10 minutes, because he's my hero.
Meeting one of my heroes, Tony Cotty, interviewing Tony Cotty was a big highlight for me.
Scott,
and obviously meeting Jimmy Walker as well.
He don't know. He never know. Any questions like this, he's always saying, I don't know. I've never seen him answer a question.
No, when it comes to this, I don't, because I don't remember anything. I haven't slept properly.
Goldfish.
I don't sleep. I haven't slept for the past 5 years.
What's all excuse?
This is it. I have 2 young children. My memory is terrible. So look, my highlight is doing this channel with you guys, so that's what it'll always be.
Oh, fuck off. That's the easy way out.
See?
Go on, then, right?
I don't know. It's a bit hard, isn't it? Because do you know what? I'll probably say the Frank Lampard Senior interview for me, just in getting to sit down with a proper West Ham legend and talk football with them. But as I said, I've got so many highlights of doing this channel. Playing in the Isle of Caton charity game was massive. I wouldn't have played in that if it wasn't for being part of this channel. Yeah, that would be it. But I think we'll all agree Friday Night Pint Live if we're allowed it.
Ben Gullett says, who's getting bald first, Graham or Scott?
Or me, I reckon.
I don't know. Scott's catching you up.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a race of the airlines.
We're doing great. Look, we're doing well, aren't we, mate? You know.
I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing too bad. Maybe that little bit there.
Scott, Gray, the front of your ear looked like you had a fucking eyebrow then.
That?
Oh yeah,
you've got 3 eyebrows.
Just backcombed it.
Ian Stevens says, who deserves a free T-shirt and why do I?
Listen, mate, he's got you there.
What size are your feet?
What size? I'm a 10.
I'm a 13 and a half.
I'm a 10.
I'm only an 8. Small feet. Run winger.
Can you see a typical slip against Norwich coming? No.
No.
Who's pulled the ugliest bird on a lad's trip?
Fucking hell.
I can't even remember half the fucking things we got up to on them trips.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Do you remember when I pulled that nutty fucking ghost hunting Geordie?
Yeah.
She had hair like Kevin Keegan.
Yeah, she had a fucking Barry Venison haircut.
Mate, she had a fucking perm. Like that was only in 2008. Right.
Why do you not answer any of my questions that I post to you lot? I've never seen a question from you, Mark. To be honest.
Well, we've just answered that one, so
yeah. There you go. How old's Ryan? Says Natix.
Question. Right, I'm 38 in March. Terrible, isn't it?
I'm fucking 40 this year.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you boys some moisturiser I use. You look like you can use some, especially you, Ray, grey around the eyes.
I don't mind. Oh yeah, it's a great question here. I think.
Look at him! Look, Mr. T.
He's got access to the questions. Why are they coming up?
What's this now?
No, I can't get the question to come up.
What do you want, Craig? What do you want?
It's can you say Roy May?
Do you know what? It's not the question of the night, but it's the comment of the night. Ryan, you're not 38, more like 28. Graham's 47. Bang! Put it in the post. Give him what he wants. He's a legend, Matt.
He's only 2 out for me.
Oh, sorry. He said 30. He meant 37, Gray.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you see the? Go back up. It's one for Ryan.
On the internet for the first time.
Roy May Jr. says, Ryan, if you had to choose one, what would you rather have, Dan's hair or Graham's eyebrows?
I think I'd rather have Graham's eyebrows, to be fair.
Why?
No, I've got nothing against bald people. It's just like, I think I'd rather have Graham's hair because I could trim them up a bit and shape them and like get them all nice.
But you can wear a serum.
Yeah, exactly. I can either trim up my eyebrows or have a Tony Tucker wig.
No, because if you had
do you know what? It's mad though, because like growing up until about the age of 16, 17, I always used to have a skinhead.
Yeah.
And then like your hair just, I don't know, you start looking after yourself, didn't you?
I still have a skinhead.
All right.
Which West Ham player do you think you could beat up?
West Ham.
I reckon Fabianski's a bit of a pussy.
I don't know. I reckon I'll hit Creswell from behind with a stick.
Oh,
That would be a tough one, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Oh, he's getting the hang of it now. Go on, Gray. Where's your mouse?
Go on, Gray.
No,
Go on, Gray.
he can't click them up. What ones you want, Gray?
Is he froze?
No.
What's them
Gray,
chops?
you can't click. Gray, you can't click on them, mate.
Why can't he click on them?
Tell us what ones you want.
Alex Hegarty's one.
Is it that one? Could you ride Graham's eyebrows into battle?
Oh, don't.
Definitely,
No,
mate.
It'd be like something out of Lord of the Rings.
If you held both his eyebrows in like each hand and spun really fast, you can create a twister. Like
If I green my eyebrows out, you could probably ride me into battle. Like handlebars.
I reckon.
You need your own t-shirt.
It'd be like ants where they're holding onto it and riding.
I'll tell you one of the greatest things about Graham though. If you get him to your car and tell him a bit of surprising news and he raises his eyebrows, you get a free car wash.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Saucy bastard.
Oh, Lewis said, watching Graham get the comments up reminds me of the day I showed my granddad how to use it.
It's like it reminds me of when my mum gave my daddy her old phone and he got all excited because he knew how to do like thumbprint technology. And I was like, yeah, Dad, I got face technology now, and he just went flash bastard.
Richard B said Graham is the glue that keeps FMP together and his eyebrows apart.
Graham.
Oh,
Graham,
this ain't been really asking us anything. It's just been less.
Yeah, this has been like the banter of the eyebrows.
Oh dear.
Right.
There's a football question here. Let's take this one. Look, Tykes TV, best away trip and Graham you've been on. So, what's your best away day,
I
basically?
think we've done this before, though. I'm pretty sure.
No, Leeds away this year was a good one. Not necessarily like the best ground, but it was a really good atmosphere, and obviously scoring the winner in injury time.
I liked Leeds this year. That was a good one. But I reckon going away to the Emirates was a good one. I quite like the Emirates.
Graham, I think you need to pick a winner on your t-shirt, mate. So have a think.
Yeah, I think it's got to be.
Because before we go, I've got a subject that we forgot to mention, and we'll quickly go through it.
I think it's got to be Alex for riding my eyebrows in the battle question.
Oh, well done, Alex.
Alex, if you DM us, if you send
made
us
me laugh.
Give me all your details and pick what one you want, we'll send it over to you.
Yeah, just quickly, obviously the comments, the people in the comments can get involved in this. Obviously, the FA Cup this weekend. So me and Nick spoke about it earlier as a subject, and we'll go for it quickly. We won't drag this on too long. But has the FA Cup lost its magic? Do you still get excited for the FA Cup?
I do, but for me, the two best days of the season used to be opening day and FA Cup third round day.
Thing is, people say they're not bothered about the FA Cup, but yet they're excited and they tune in for the FA Cup third round draw because everyone's excited to see who you're going to pull out of the hat. And the FA Cup is a massive cup competition, and I would love to see us win the FA Cup. Love to see it. You know, we come so close in 06. You know, I wasn't alive when we won it in obviously previous years in 80 and 75 and 64 and that. But I would love for us to go on a run this year. And I still get excited by the FA Cup draw.
I'm with you, mate.
I do, but what I used to love was it was all on, FA Cup for, any of the days the FA Cup was played on. It was all on one day.
Yeah.
Everyone kicked off. It was all on one day, and I used to love watching the results coming, especially if there was a shock.
Yeah, but it's all sort of one weekend. Like I know there's a game tonight at Man City, but it's Saturday, Sunday, and I think there might be a game on Monday as well. Yeah. But for me as well, what makes it more special, like in the third round this year, and I think it might be for the next couple of rounds, is there's no replay. So it's straight knockout. Like the game's got to finish on Sunday. You know what I mean? So that's what I like about it this year.
I think that robs little clubs of that. I think that is part of the magic. The replay is part of the magic. It's Man City rocking up to fucking Hartlepool and then holding them to a draw and then going to get to play at Man City. I think that is part of the magic of the cup. I do agree with you, but I think there's too much. Placed in the favour of the Premier League teams, because the teams lower down in the leagues they're not playing in Europe and all of that sort of thing. This is their competition. This is a chance for I think Man City are playing Swindon right now. See if Swindon, City are 3-0 up, as they say. But if Swindon are they're in League Two.
It's
Wait, hold on. Swindon in League Two. Part of the magic of the cup is them getting a draw at Swindon and then going up to the Etihad. The result is irrelevant to some of these clubs, especially if you're not in the league. There is teams like you've got teams like fucking Forest Green and like when they was non-league going far in the cup and like fucking Concord and all of that sort of thing. And what was that team a couple of years ago?
Yeah, last season was it Maine, I think, who got Spurs?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And you got like Gareth Bale rocking up to that some fucking shitty non-league club, you know what I mean, like a Champions League winner. And hashtag, yeah, that's another one. Hashtag was
that wasn't a long non-league club he turned up, Nick. That was Tottenham.
Yeah, I bet it would have been. It would have been better off at Maine.
It's that for me. I think it gets diluted a lot by the media and the TV companies not making more of what it is. Listen, this cup competition's the most fabulous cup competition in the world. You can have your Champions League. Everyone's going, oh, the Champions League, you get the best in Europe and all that. This FA Cup, it's got this is what when I was growing up, when I got into football, and Gray, you were probably the same. You never used to sit there and say, I want to win the league and all that. You wanted to win the FA Cup.
It was always the FA Cup. When I was a kid, my dream, I wanted to play with West Ham, right? But it wasn't like I want to play at West Ham in the league. I was like, I want to play in the FA Cup final with West Ham.
Like that is still my dream to see West Ham win the FA Cup.
Yeah, same.
Because it is a massive cup competition. And it's lost its appeal over the last few years because they seem to prioritise Europe more now. Which you don't blame them because the money's there. But listen, the FA Cup is a massive competition. As Nicky said, the lower league clubs get days out that they'll never experience because some of these clubs will never reach the heights of the Premier League or the Championship. And you look at the Championship, how many big clubs are in now? When the lower league teams draw a Sheffield Wednesday, a Nottingham Forest, or teams like that, it's still big.
Yeah. But Andy says it here, top 4 FA Cup. For me, all day long, FA Cup.
Here we go. He's lining Graham up for this one.
But out of interest, everyone in the chat, what would you prefer to see? Right, let's have a quick. We can't do a poll, but let's have a quick thing here, and I'll try and work out what we say more. What would you prefer? Finishing top 4 or winning the FA Cup?
FA Cup.
For me, it's FA Cup all day long. It's a trophy. It's one of the grandest trophies that has been in football for a very, very long period of time. And at the end of the day, for me, it's a silverware. I know you say what you say, Gray, if you can't put top 4 in the trophy cabinet. And look, we all want to see us playing in the Champions League, but it's the FA Cup for me.
Yeah. I mean, there's a number of things that have sort of devalued it for me. Is where like you even have Championship clubs putting out weekend sides.
Yeah, let's tell you what, right?
And having the semi-finals at Wembley as well. People have said in the comments that Wembley should be for the final. It should be special.
Let me just change that a bit. All right, and win the Europa League or the FA Cup this season.
You've got to say Europa League in that instance. You've got to, because it's a cup. They're both cups, and there's a bigger prize on the line for winning the European Cup. But if it was qualifying and FA Cup, it'd be cup all day long. The Europa League is a cup.
Yeah. So looking at that, what I just said there, I'd say over 90%. There's people saying both, but you weren't a choice. I say both, but overall, people are saying that. And then when you say with the FA Cup, the Europa League, look, as much as I love the FA Cup, if we won the Europa League, that would be even better because it's a European competition. Whether it's a second-tier European competition, it's a European competition. You're then the European champions of that competition. You know, and as we said all day long, at the end of the day, trophies are what you remember. You don't remember. 10 years' time, we won't remember where we finished in the league. You remember that you've won that FA Cup. You remember that you've won that Europa League. You know, it's the FA Cup magic is there if you believe in it. If you choose to live in this generation, which a lot of people do, where it's all about the Premier League. Nah, you don't want to be playing in the Championship and winning the FA Cup. Why not? Wigan done it. Them fans, right, they've gone to crap now. They've been done the way they've been done. But at the end of the day, their fans have still got that memory.
Portsmouth done it.
And winning the FA Cup. Portsmouth exactly the same. Them fans would not trade that memory for where they are now.
Yeah, to be sitting 10th in the Premier League. This guy was all right. He was having a conversation, but he's turned into a fucking prick. So.
No, do you know what? Look, I was just about to put his comment up, right? I've seen it. He comments on our video all the time, but I thought I'll give him a little bit of promotion because just to make him feel a bit special actually being on a Premier League channel.
He actually, to be fair,
he'll ever get to the Premier League.
Just before you blocked him, one of his comments was a decent comment.
Yeah, I know. He was actually, was engaging in conversation, which is rare for a Millwall fan.
Yeah, that he actually strung a sentence together.
Yeah, there's more than 3 words in a sentence.
I can imagine him now sitting in his box bedroom in his Stone Island pants, listening to his mum and dad argue downstairs.
The comment just above that was, where do I contact you? Get me on Twitter, man. Get me on Twitter, West Ham Fan TV. Just send it to the West Ham Fan TV Twitter. And he said you don't have Facebook. Just get me on the Twitter.
Have you got MySpace?
Yeah. Got Bebo.
Send Graham a fax. Graham will reply to you.
Carrier pigeon. Carrier pigeon.
Have you still got a fax machine, Greg?
This is...
No. I've got a scanner, though.
Someone's just said about Arsenal. Like, my mate's seen Arsenal win the FA Cup 11 times. And even when they won it the last time, it said it's still as special as when they won it the first time. Just to some fans, the FA Cup is still a great cup of competition. You know, it could be easy for Arsenal fans to say, we'll turn our nose up at that. It's only the FA Cup, we've won it. But honestly, my mate Lee still... And he always remembers 1980 because he lived in East Ham and he was an Arsenal fan and it was full of West Ham. And he said it still breaks his heart now because they was the only house down that road to have an Arsenal flag up and West Ham won it. But look, I said to him, you've won it 13 times, mate. You ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. Look, Arsenal fans moan about that. You saw Arsenal fans turning their nose up at winning that trophy. The amount, I would love to be for this club to go on a run and win that trophy for the amount of time that they did through that period. It's a fantastic achievement, and I just think sometimes the thing of finishing top 4 dilutes that and dilutes the trophy. That's me. I love this. I love the FA Cup. Love the FA Cup.
I agree.
Who's got the comment on the screen?
Yeah, I'll shut that one up. Kimmo says, cheers, Dad. Started the year positively. And a lot is down to this to you. I've had a shit couple of years, but thanks to West Ham family on this channel, I'm through the worst. Look,
do you know what? I don't know what it is, but I'm the same.
Yeah.
I feel so like, I know we're only a week into the year, but at the moment, I feel like I've got a positive vibe around me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking forward to getting back to doing videos next week. Like, I know we do the 4 of us and things like that, but I haven't done a video on my own for a long time. So I spoke to Nikki the other day. I'm going to start doing some videos next week on my own and get back into it. And there's a positive vibe at the moment, and long may it continue.
Having everyone having like this community going on Friday, it's got us through it as well.
Like we said last week, it's good. Look, anyone who's struggling, we're here. You want to just message us. Our DMs are always open.
Where was you when I was down then?
Eh?
Where was you when I was down?
Always here, mate.
Wait, joking.
It is. Look, we've said this all along. When lockdown was happening and people were saying, we helped them get through lockdown. You guys all helped us as well. We're here for each other. We are a big family. It's no matter how bad you think things are, they're not always as bad as they seem, and there's always a way out. And as I said, if it's just talking to someone, if it's just coming on here watching us four, or when Dan's here, the five of us having a laugh, we're here for each other. There's always help out there.
It's pretty rare as well, because usually like January you're down in the dumps because it's just like you just had Christmas, you're back at work, like usually you're skint and things like that. But like I ain't worried about all that sort of stuff at the moment. It's just like a positive vibe, and I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to getting back.
I was dreading this time of the year. I've had to take a pay cut at work. My days have changed. I've had to give up one of the jobs that I do. I've got childcare issues. I've had bloody COVID. The whole family's had COVID.
Fucking road. Have you got childcare issues?
I've got childcare issues because it's all my childcare still works. I have to try and work everything around it all. But at the end of the day, it's just I keep positive minded. It's just being positive about everything, and I know that if things get bad, I've got people I can turn to and talk to.
Yeah, I think everyone needs that. JPTV, this has sorted my day right out. Had a pretty shit one sorting stuff out. My old man passing away, having a virtual pint, talking to West Ham has sorted my head out. Come on, you eyes. Yeah, hang in there, man. It is pretty
Sorry
shit.
for your loss, JP.
Yeah, sorry for your loss, mate.
But yeah, there was a great community built over the last couple of years on this channel. You all have great passion about West Ham United, but you are full of compassion. You're a great bunch of lads. Thank you very much. You can always contact us. Our DMs are open for a reason. Even if we don't see them straight away, someone will get around to it eventually. But yeah, come and chat on a Friday. That's what we're here for.
I probably won't feel like this tomorrow. I've got my first gym session tomorrow, so and then I go again Sunday, and then I've just confirmed for football Monday. Gray, I know you're still injured, mate, but I'll keep the flag.
Hopefully, I should be back end of Jan. Hopefully,
and then in a couple of weeks' time, boxing starts again. But I need it. I'm looking forward to it, and who knows? I might even fight this year. Might even step into it and do it a bit. I want to take myself out of my comfort zone this year and do things that I haven't done and things like that. So yeah, I'm gonna try a few things this year.
Do you know what? As well?
And gym being one of them, because I didn't really do much the last few months. I've had a lot on. I think we're
like the last 18 months, 2 years has been all a bit up in the air and all that. Like we don't do enough together, like outside of like doing these or things. We've got away from that a bit. We had a good night the other night. Well, a few weeks ago when we went Ghostbusters. I'm looking forward to doing more things outside of football.
We've got to do that football thing at the O2.
Ah, mate.
And then go for a few drinks after.
Yeah, definitely.
Soccer social club thing? Is that it?
Yeah. Obviously, Top Golf then.
That's what I mean. We'll do bits and pieces like that and bring you guys along as well. We'll put videos out there, and it's just good being able to get back to normal.
Steve says, I'm always here, but you never reply to my comments. Oh, yes, we do. If we don't, mate, it's not on purpose. We just don't see them. There's so many. If you've got something to say, just put your comment up.
Yeah, I think if you're coming on YouTube, it gets lost very easy.
The thing is, with what's it called? What were we on? StreamYard. There's a new feature now where you can star messages, and a lot of times the messages get lost where they go up quick. But Nicky's been starring them tonight. But what we're doing next week, we'll all start doing it, and then we'll start going through them. So we don't do it on purpose. We just get so many messages coming, because you've got to think what we see is Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all come up at the same time. So there's a lot.
Steve here, look.
The old father-in-law's in the house. Let's go Pop World again. Oh, I love that. I want another night. We've got to arrange that soon. That was a great night. The cab journey home was a bit of a laugh as well. Corned beef sandwiches.
I'm up for Pop World, to be honest.
I'd not ever be up for Pop World. I remember
That
the
was
days.
a good laugh.
I remember the days when it was Reflex, and I remember me and my mate went there one week, and I thought I ain't gonna enjoy this, and we had the time of our life. And I remember going to Nicky the next day. I said, "Oh, Nick, you got to come to this place next week, man. It's the bollocks." He was like, "No." I went, "Come on." We all went there. I think we went there for about 20 weeks in a row.
Mm.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I think we did. My mate met his wife there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mate met his wife there.
Go on, Gray, read that one out.
What's that? I was from Gravy 27, doing a great job. Love the streams and all the content. Going over to the Everton game in March. First Lions game in 2 years. Hope to see you there. So thank you for that.
Come
Thank
see
you
us,
very
mate.
much.
We'll be
Yeah.
where we are after
We'll
every
be
game for fan
by the
cam.
club shop.
Yep. Come and say hello.
So
If you
we
wanna jump on
will
the fan
look
cam,
forward
jump
to
on.
seeing you. We look forward to
Yeah.
seeing you.
Come and make sure you see meet and greet Graham. He'll be standing there. Fucking
I was gonna say, make sure you meet and Gravy. Any plans for live WHF TV events? Yes, there are plans. There definitely are plans. I can't share them at the minute, but there are plans.
Someone just said there. Let me get up. Ian saying we should do an escape room. I will last 10 minutes in there. I'll get bored and say, "Look, let me out."
No, I'll be honest with you, I ain't got the patience or the brain power for them sort of things.
No, do you know why I wouldn't be able to do it? Because I know I'd turn around and Graham would be talking to someone.
You're all right. I'll say someone I know.
I went to one with my son, and we didn't even get halfway through. You got to have. It's one of them things we got to think outside the box, and I'm not very good at doing that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I'm sure between the five of us, mate, we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, we just kick the door down and say, "Let us out, mate. This ain't real. This ain't like Saw, where it's a life or death."
To be fair, we wanted to do the Crystal Maze a couple of years back, didn't we?
We was going to do it with Ryan Stagg, though, weren't we?
Alex Eggett says Nicky's house looks amazing. So much memorabilia. That is not real, mate. Look, I can. It's not real.
I've got a few more things to go up. I've got some more pictures and that to go up.
But I'm glad you. I'm glad you like my.
It's very nice, Nick. I must admit, mate.
Yeah, cameo.
I've got a few things. I pulled out the bag the other day. We've got quite a few things to go up on the wall, but I ain't got a fucking wall to put them on.
I've got super Kevin Nolan.
Me signed Frank McAvenny picture.
Where did you get these things?
I've got so many fucking things to go up. Running out of fucking space. I've got my Nan's 1980 fucking FA Cup final thing.
Rosette.
I'll keep that, mate.
Oh, yeah, I will. She ain't going to want it back. She died.
My granddad had the European Cup final one signed by players, and I don't know where they went. He said they'd leave them to me, but I never saw them.
I need to get a bigger room. I need to move. I need a bigger house now. West Ham Fan TV taking over.
Do you know what? Mate, I need a bigger house. Just need somewhere to be able to film in. It ain't a living room.
I showed Graham my room when he come in my house, didn't I, Gray?
You certainly did.
Graham got a little tour.
I was like, oh, I got
he tried to kiss me. I pushed him away. I went, "This ain't right."
I'm married, Graham.
I got a bit. I was like, oh.
Hey, Nicky, you should do Among Us game with some of us. Yeah, all right. If you want, go and do that.
Dean Anderson donated a £5. Cheers, mate. Thanks for that.
Oh, thank you, Dean.
What's the Among Us game? What's that?
I don't know. I was going to ask the same thing.
It's a game. It's good actually, and they've just brought it out on Xbox. But it's a game where there's sort of like, I think it could be up to 12 players, but one of you is an imposter, and you can sabotage. Like, you all got tasks to do, but there's someone going around either killing people, sabotaging tasks, and all this sort of thing. And you have to try and work out who's the imposter. And it's really good. It is really good. You have a look on YouTube. If you type in Among Us, there's loads of people that play it. It's a bit old now. It's a bit older. But, you know, seeing the way people try and work things out about who's the imposter and all that sort of thing, it's really.
We could do another game show. I'm not going to copy them, but due to copyrights. But we could do this thing called jellyfish games, where like you get killed. Where we all no.
I think the Tocker social thing's got to be done. And maybe, do you know what? When the weather's a bit nicer, maybe a bit of foot golf.
Mm.
No, even when the weather's shit, it'd be even more fun. In training as well. You got to do it in training.
Swindon have pulled one back.
Oh, who scored? John Moncur?
McCurdy.
See, that's it. This is what the FA Cup's about. You know,
imagine if they got it back now to 3-3 or 3-2, that would be.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But
anyway, let's leave it there, boys. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. There's loads of stuff going up. Transfer dailies are going up daily, as you can imagine. Scott's got his preview up. Go and check that out right now. Put a lot of work into that one, and the production of the channel is changing a little bit. It's improving, and we're trying to make lots of improvements over the new year, bringing lots more content to this, to the Patreon, to everything. You're going to see a lot of us this year. As Ryan said, we're changing attitude, and there's good things happening at this channel at the minute, and believe me, you're going to see it go big this year. We're not fucking about anymore, as they say. But thank you so much to everyone here. You make Friday nights very, very pleasurable for us. As I say, we'll be back over the weekend with a Leeds game, build up and all of that sort of stuff. There's a opposition preview tomorrow going up on the channel. But yeah, keep it locked here. If you're new around here, subscribe. Even if you're a Millwall fan and you've been blocked, just hit the subscribe button. That'd be fantastic.
We'll unblock you if you donate and buy a t-shirt and wear it in a den.
Yeah, there you go. And that's it. Yeah. So anything else you boys want to say? Start off the new year?
No, I was just seeing Roy said he put a super chat up and we didn't read it. I didn't see that. So apologies, Roy. And also, Roy, congratulations on your retirement, sir.
Oh yeah, we'll see that today. Yeah, he's retiring from March, I believe.
2nd.
Yeah, March.
Yeah.
Congratulations, mate.
Congratulations,
Roy.
Done your service. Now you got to come over to England and do something for us.
Yeah, you got to do our service now. You got to trim Graham's eyebrows.
He'd be retiring for 2032 if he had to do that.
But nothing left to say. As I said, mate, positive vibes, loving it at the moment. Thank you everyone for watching. Leeds on Sunday. Come on, you irons. Oh, is that it? Oh, Graham didn't get to do his end of dinner